Hey everyone, thanks for being here. It is Sunday, September the 27th, and I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Connect Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks Commentary Live. It's my regular Sunday night live stream right here on YouTube. A chance to talk Canucks, a chance to catch up with each other, check in with each other, given it's still pandemic time, talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs, talk about the Vancouver Canucks, anything else you want to talk about. And thank you for being here. Right away, like I always say, whether you're in my neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, you're in the city, you are in the province, in the country, on the continent, around the world, I appreciate you being here. I know you could be doing anything else right now, school, work, studying, praying, exercising, whatever it is. But I do appreciate you being here, and I certainly don't take you for granted. So to start off, as always, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to do so right away. If you haven't liked this video, I invite you to do so. I always like this little game of there's 16 of you watching, which is cool. We already have 11 likes, which is nice. And I have a feeling that today's gonna be kind of a chill, I think a chill live stream, given that, there's not a lot of Canucks news to talk about, but we can certainly get to a lot of your questions. And Stanley Cup's still not over. We can talk about that. But yeah, really, I just a chance to kind of hang out and chat a little bit. I'm in a good mood. I finished all my studying for tonight. I'm studying for my master's, as you guys know, but I finished all my studying today. I did some speaking virtually at a youth conference yesterday, and I worked Friday night. And aside from that, watched a couple movies with my wife Gail and hung out with the kids. So overall, it's been a good weekend. And last week on the vlog, I chatted a lot about what the Canucks have or haven't been doing, free agency, buyout candidates, all that kind of stuff. So I want to get to your comments and questions right away. And if we go for 30, 45 minutes or an hour, we will see what happens. But yeah, I'm happy you guys are here, and I'm happy to start chatting about the Vancouver Canucks. Really quickly, just want to do a very quick recap of what I vlogged about this week, because I think it's going to actually lead into a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, and I think that's going to come up tonight. So really, as a quick recap, and this will kind of get us going here. Last week on Monday, we found out that Cale Makar beat out Quinn Hughes for the Calder Trophy. Close, but not so close. When it came to first place votes, Makar had almost double the first place votes, so no surprise there, but Makar beat Hughes out. Then on Tuesday, I talked about the fact that the Detroit Red Wings seemed interested in Jacob Markstrom. I heard numbers of $6 million a year. Then on Wednesday, I talked about the fact that the Pittsburgh Penguins seem to have interest in Chris Tanev. Also on Wednesday night, I posted a video of me and my friend Marie Huey. We did another parody song. This time it wasn't for the Vancouver Canucks. It was a Cops for Cancer fundraiser that we did. We did a little Whitney Houston. Thursday, I talked about Bo Horvat and his chances of making Team Canada in 2022 Olympics. The reason why that came up out of the blue was the Athletic did a story about if we had the World Cup of Hockey, what would the rosters look like this fall, and Horvat was named on the roster for Team Canada, which is kind of cool. Friday, I talked about buyout candidates, including Brandon Sutter, and I tried to explain the calculations. Didn't go so well, but it was fun. And then on Saturday, I talked about the fact that, are we getting a little impatient? I'm getting a little impatient, recognizing that 3 weeks have now expired since the Canucks were eliminated. Remember, three weeks ago, Friday night. And then free agency is coming up on October 9th, 2 more weeks away. So we're 3 weeks into this 5-week postseason, and we still haven't heard much. But that doesn't mean they're not working. That doesn't mean that these negotiations aren't complicated, but we'll see what happens. And then today I did my Ask Me Anything. So that was my recap. Let's get to your questions now. And again, thank you for being here. And we'll see how long we go. All right. HSF Fangirl, hi Clay, with the offseason fast approaching, do you think the NHL will start to finalize start date and schedule for next season soon? I think they're going to be working on that, Fangirl, but I wouldn't be surprised if that takes a little while. They want to wait as long as they can to see if there's a vaccine or to see if they can get fans in the arena. I talked about today in my vlog how I can see an all-Canadian division, at least for the start of the season, not the entire season, but maybe if the NHL goes to 4 hubs, Canada, Western United States, Eastern United States, then Southern United States, I could see that happening. I think they were hoping for a December start, but it might not be until January now. But I think they're going to be working on it. They're going to think outside the box, but I don't think they have anything set in stone just yet. Reaction Club, how will the NHL play the games next season? Will it be in neutral locations or will it be like normal? Reaction Club, great question. Last I heard was they're looking at if they can't get fans into the arenas, which is the main motivation, right, for owners to start recouping some money. If they're not allowed to do so or they can't do so. It's interesting. NFL, some of the arena stadiums have fans and others don't, like the Seahawks. That was a good game, by the way, today, the Seahawks-Dallas Cowboys game. I could see them starting in not just 2 hub cities, but go more regional, whether it's regional hubs or you're playing within your regions to minimize the travel. Chowderhead, I'm going to be shocked if it's more than half a season starting in January. That's fair, Chowder, but it sounds like Gary Bettman wants to do a full 82-game season or something close to it. Dexter, hey Clay, how's it going with you, buddy? I hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you, Dexter. That was a very nice question. It sounds like not only was that a genuine question from you, but also you doing your best Alfred impression as well. So I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. My family's doing well, and I hope you and your family are doing well as well. Rios, I almost skipped your comment. What's up, Clay? I'm great, Rios. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to write something down because I always ask you guys about your ages, and then I never remember. But I do want to know these things. I'm just trying to look for a piece of paper here. Hold on. So if you want, I'm actually going to write this down today. If you want, put your age down in the comment section. And I'm really surprised. Not surprised. I'm really interested in the people that are around my age. I remember that Rob is 50. I remember that I think Rome is 53. And there's someone else that was close to my age. But then I know a bunch of you guys are in high school. So write it down. Say so. And then I'm going to write it down because I want to know these things. And you guys know that a nice comparable is my son Jacob just turned 17. My eldest son Sean is 19. And my daughter Kayla will be turning 13 in December. And I am a prime and young and good-looking 46 years old. All right. Aegis of Magro, I knew the cup would be awarded this month. Yeah, that was the plan always would be, actually, it was either going to be late September or early October. So depending on what happens, I guess it will be late September because the game 6 is Monday, which is the 28th. And then game 7, if necessary, would be on Wednesday the 30th. So that makes sense. And then October 6, 7 is the draft. October 9 is free agency. Landon, hello, Clay. How are you? I'm great. I hope you are doing well as well, Landon. Rio says, there's no school tomorrow. Nice. Let's go. Dexter says, why don't you have school? Some people have school. Some people don't have school. Some people don't have school. Some people have school. Simon, what is the area of study in your master's program? Thank you for asking, Simon. It's a long one, but it's a Master's of Arts, Leadership in the New Evangelization. So it's basically a big Catholic degree that I'm doing online from the Augustine Institute. It's a big Catholic college out of Denver in the United States. So I'm doing it online. It's gonna take me 4 years to do it because I'm only taking one course, but they're waiving the practicum because I've been working for the Catholic Archdiocese for 18 years now. So that's kind of cool. So yes, I am in course 3 out of 12 doing a Master's of Arts in Leadership for the New Evangelization. Long way of saying it's going to make me better teach and live out my faith in my job. How's that? That's good. Thank you for asking, Simon. Talking about Pro D days. That's cool. That's cool. Edmund says, hey, Clay. So with the recent trades happening, you think Benning has a good chance of getting rid of a Shutter or Eriksson contract? Yeah, I talked about this in my vlog today. I think it's gonna be hard to trade those guys. You're allowed one buyout, and I and many of other people are saying that because of the numbers, Sutter makes the most sense to buy out. I don't want to really attach sweeteners to a trade because I don't want to give up prospects and picks. We need more picks. Prospects were doing okay. That's because Pedersen and Hughes are not prospects anymore. So I think Jim Benning is going to be busy. Like I said off the top, we may not have heard a lot yet so far about what he's doing, but maybe he's working. And I think as soon as one domino falls, whether it's a Markstrom signing or a Markstrom decision to let him go, then I think we're going to see things start to pick up. But yeah, 3 weeks of non-activity. I'm expecting 2 weeks of activity, including trades as well. But I think the first thing would be to move some money out, either by trade or by buyout, so then they know what they're working with. Dexter, you guys are fortunate talking about Pro Ds. Oliver, do you think the Canucks would sign Brendan Dillon or Tyson Barrie if Markey and Tanev don't sign? Yeah, if Markey doesn't sign, and especially Tanev doesn't sign, you are short on your right side. Imagine if Tanev and Setcher don't come back. Tyson Barrie, I don't mind him. He's intriguing to me, but he's going to cost a lot of money, maybe $5.5 million. Brendan Dillon basically a little bit cheaper. I can't remember if Dillon plays the left side or the right side though. And I guess if Brendan Dillon's a UFA, a left side would be okay as well. But I can't say whether or not they will or they won't. But I'm sure they're interested in those two guys for sure. Landon had his Pro D day on Friday. Yeah, my daughter Kayla had her Pro D as well. Rob, I don't have school either, but I'm 50. Yes, there we go. 50 and nifty. Thanks, Rob. Simon, if there was a 2022 World Cup of Hockey, Team North America would have a Hughes McCarr defense pairing, which would be entertaining to watch. That's true, Simon, but if World Cup would happen, it'd either be this year, 2020, or 2024, because the Olympics are going to happen in 2022. So with no World Cup this year, obviously, the next one wouldn't be until 2026, and I think Hughes and McCarr's will have aged out. But yes, it would be amazing to see them play against each other, then play against guys like Heiskanen and Dahlin on Team Sweden, which would be crazy as well. Monk says, who is the better prospect, Juolevi or Rathbone? That's a good question. I think Juolevi obviously drafted higher, and we've kind of been waiting for him for the last 5 years. But a lot of lists I've seen, they have Rathbone ahead of him. Rathbone better skater, maybe better offensively, Juolevi better defensively. So we'll see. But those are the two guys that I think are going to be battling for the third spot on the left side behind Hughes and Edler next season. And, as much as I think Juolevi has the higher pedigree, I'm more intrigued to see Rathbone, quite frankly. So we'll see. Great question. Fangirl, when this pandemic is over, what is the first thing you would do that's so limited right now? I think I'd hug a lot of people. That sounds kind of weird, but there are a lot of people. And I think practically, I think we would rebook our trip to Disneyland. We were supposed to go this Christmas. That's not going to happen, obviously. We usually go during the spring and the summer. We've gone about 8 to 10 times now, either road trips or flying. We're just a Disney family, but we've always gone spring or summer. We've never gone at Christmas time. We're going to go at Christmas this year for Kayla's 13th birthday, but obviously that's not going to happen. And then, as you know, Gail and I had to cancel our trip to Rome for our 20th wedding anniversary. So maybe we'll wait until 25th. But I think that's the thing. When the pandemic ends, practically the first thing we would do, or one of the first things we do, is we consider catching up on some traveling. Great question. Landon Clay, what do you think will happen with the next NHL season? Landon, I think they will play. I think they're going to play in January, and I think they're going to get into arenas with limited crowds. I think that's what they're hoping for. Nux, hey Clay, let's go. It's Pro D Day tomorrow. Nice. Pro D Day. People, some have Pro Ds, some have school. Edmund, I take it you caught Clash of Champions results from WWE and who you got between Lakers and Heat. Yeah, I didn't watch the Clash, Edmund, but I read the results. Sounds like a pretty good card. And for Lakers Heat, I don't know how you can bet against a team with LeBron the way he's playing. Also with Anthony Davis playing well. I'm going to take Lakers in 6. But the Heat played very impressively against Boston, but I still think it'll be LA. It'll be interesting if Lakers Celtics, kind of a throwback, but Lakers Heat, I think should be a good series. I hope the Heat give them a good good challenge. Some Pro D Day. Real says, will there be fans? I hope so, but we'll see. Jasper, will they trade Markstrom instead of him signing somewhere else? That's $1 million question, Jasper. I think that's the reason why we haven't heard anything else about any Canucks transactions, is because they're trying to figure out what to do with Jacob Markstrom. I go back and forth. I think the longer it goes, the more likely he's going to go, and I'm actually okay with it, as much as I think he's an excellent player. But from a big picture standpoint, money standpoint, I'm okay with it. I don't want it to happen, but I'm okay with it, if that makes sense. Dexter, Alfred and Jamie Sports Talk impression. Yeah. I got the Alfred reference, Dexter, but not the Jamie Sports Talk. Very good. Yeah, of course. How's it going with you, buddy? Very good. Next. Clay, what room are you in? I am in my office, my home office now. I've been doing some vlogs here. I know it's a little echoey, but I like it that I'm not hogging the TV room. And the reflection, I asked you guys a couple times ago, is it distracting? Most of you guys saying it's pretty nice or it's cool. Yeah, I like the colors in here. It's a blue grayish, and then we have some white trim. And yeah, it's a little messy, as you can see. You can see kind of on the reflection, but this is where I get all my studying done and a lot of my work done as well. I really like it in here. So yeah, I'm in my home office. Also says, wow, not sure about what. Matthew, you should know my age. That's awesome. That my nephew Matthew is in here. Matthew, I know Joshua is 13, so you must be 10 or 11, right, Matthew? Aren't you 11? Okay, so I'm going to start writing these down so I know for next time. Nux is 15. Dexter is 15. I know this is really good YouTube here. Me just writing down ages here. Rios is 16. No wonder you guys all get along. You guys are all... Nux is 15. Oh, I just said that. What am I doing? Nux 15, Rios 16, Sunny's 18. That I don't think I knew. Rob's 50. Okay, I'm making like 2 columns. I'm making like this is how bad my writing is, but it's a sign of genius. I'm making like the high school column and then the old guys column, and then I'll see if there's anyone in between. So Rob's 50, Fillmore is 42, Matthew is my nephew, so he's a little younger than the teens here. Okay, this is good, this is good. 15, 18, 52. Oh, Monk, I was wondering who you were. Tony Monk, that makes sense. 31. Jasper is 14. Well, you guys so young here. Okay, finally, we got some young adults. Reaction Club is 23. Edmund is 35. Okay, I'm going to put you in my column, Edmund, because you're... Michael is 17. Anula, yes. 47. I love it. I love it. Nux fan is 52. Nice, 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 nice. Nux fan 29 is 52. My writing is so bad, you guys. Isn't that horrible? That's why I always type. Fillmore, okay. Okay, Max says he's 24. Okay, so we got a bunch of teenagers, a couple 23, 24-year-olds, and then 31, 35, 42, 46, 47, 50. And I know Rowan, when he's on here, he's 53, so that's good. Okay, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, everyone. That helps a lot, actually. Sonny, I'll get to your comment. That was pretty funny. Fillmore, if there's a game 7, it's the same day as NBA Finals game 1. Yeah, I traditionally wouldn't like the chances of Tampa, Dallas going against LeBron, LA, Miami, but it is game 7 versus game 1. But no, who are we kidding? NHL will still get killed in the ratings. Nux, why is there always a game 7 in the finals? Not sure if you're talking about the NHL, but not necessarily. Yeah, St. Louis didn't take 7 games to win last year, did they? I don't think they did, but we'll see. It's so rare for a series to end before 7. Yeah, actually, when you look at a lot of the series, though, a lot of them went only 5 or 6 games. But I think the exciting ones, they did go to 7. What am I talking about? Oh, that's right. But yeah, I think when it comes to finals, because the teams typically are so close to each other and they're so tired and so beat up and so injured that one team isn't going to really separate themselves. Although Tampa looked like they're going to separate themselves by going up 3-1, and maybe they still win tomorrow night and it becomes a 6-game thing. But it makes sense. That's the whole drama of it. Yeah, Nux, I hear what you're saying about 7, games going to game 7. That's fair in the finals. Rios, I want to see Dallas win so bad. Feel bad for Khudobin and for Rick Bowness. Yeah, Khudobin, you could tell. Khudobin, he was really tired. And my wife Gail was watching. She was asking, why is he always like falling down and trying to cover the puck? I think he was exhausted, right? Because that was a back-to-back. Yeah, Rick Bowness I do like. Nux says Dallas will win tomorrow. Sonny says, hey, Clay, do you think Canucks should trade Eriksson for McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hedman? Sonny, I think you know the answer to that. Nux, then Tampa game 7 dub. Yeah, that might be true. Justin, hi, Clay. How are you and the family? We are great. Thank you. Kind of ironic that Lightning was one of the 2 teams who didn't like the NHL return to play plan and voted against it. Yet here they 1 win away. Yeah, that's a great point, actually. I never even thought about that, Justin, that they were one of... Who was the other team that voted against it? But Tampa is my 3rd favorite team. And I think they're really mad about what happened last year against Columbus. So I still think they're going to win. They're going to win one of the next 2 for sure. Simon, I'm worried about Podkolzin since there's COVID outbreak in KHL and there are fans in the arena. Yeah, I think big picture, he'll be fine. He might, he's getting more ice time because of COVID, unfortunately. But yeah, it's good to see that he's playing okay. Edmund, your gut feeling Markey stays or leaves? Edmund, if I had to pick, I think he leaves. And that's because there's other teams interested. $6 million is getting a lot more than 4.5 or 5 that Canucks may be offering. I don't know that for sure. And I think if he was going to stay, it would have got done by now, truly. So my gut feeling is that Markey leaves. Sonny, if the Canucks asked you if you want to be the new general manager for the Canucks, would you do it? Lots of money? Of course I'd do it. If if in some weird world I was qualified to do it, yeah, I think I do it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think I'd be a good general manager, quite frankly. So yeah, I would do it. And Sunny, you could be my assistant GM. Arcel, hey Clay, hope you're well. Excited for the stream. Thank you, Arcel. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Michael Markey stays in Vancouver. We'll see. Nux. I mean, GM is a lot of money, but money doesn't buy you happiness. That's like a song. That's a phrase. Yes, money can't buy you happiness, but I think a lot of people, it would be a dream job to be the GM for the Vancouver Canucks. Mustafa, rumors on Holtby. Yeah, I've heard that Vancouver could be an option. He's kind of like the next tier after Markstrom and Robin Lehner. I think a lot of teams are interested in Holtby or might be interested. I don't want to overpay him, obviously, because we don't want to spend too much on a guy who seems to be on the downside of his career, although he was a very good goalie at his peak. But if come in for cheaper and play 30 to 45% of the games, I'd be okay with that. But we'll see. Lego, let's middle out the average age over here. 20-year-old. Yes, of course. Gio is 20. I knew that. All the smart people are around 20. No, I mean, sorry, that came out the wrong way. All of you are smart. But as you know, Harman is 21. David Quadrelli is 21, the two-boy genius. I'd say Gio is a boy genius. He's 20. So thanks for being here, Gio. And good job on your streams. I know you're streaming during the actual games. And I know you had a massive one yesterday. So keep up the good work, brother. I'm happy to see things going well for you. So thanks for being here, Gio. Landon, I hope to go to at least one Canucks game next season. I think we all do. But yeah, that would be cool. Nux says Heat 7. I don't want LeBron to win. That's fair. Edmund says, please say you got a Zoom interview lined up soon. Edmund, I actually don't. It was a pretty crazy week for me work-wise and ministry-wise. So I have not asked anyone in the last 2 weeks since I interviewed Harman and David, but I think I should, especially with the weekend coming up where I don't have to work, I don't have to speak. So yeah, maybe I could record a couple on the weekend. And generally, when I ask people, they say yes pretty quick. Actually, there are a couple people that I did ask, they haven't gotten back to, so maybe I'll follow up on them. But thank you for that, Edmund. Landon, I forgot to say, but I'm 12. Okay, Landon, thank you. Landon is 12. Simon, who do you think will win the Conn Smythe Trophy? It could be Vasilevsky. It could be Point. I think it's going to be one of those two guys. If it's Tampa, if it's Dallas, ooh, who knows? Do you give it to Hudobin? I don't know. Maybe he wasn't expected to play, and then yeah, that's a good question. We'll see. Colin, who's your favorite Canucks player? Currently, it's Bo Horvat. All time, it's Roberto Luongo. Justin is 32. Thank you, Justin. So I'm going to put you in my 30s column. Rios, Michael, which school do you go to? Colin, I turned 25. Okay, so you're on my 25 column. Only 4 people in their 20s here. Then a bunch of teens, and then some 30s, 40s, and 50s. Brandon, 42. Nice. Colin, you turned 25 this Saturday, so happy early birthday to you, Colin. I'd sing for you, but I don't want to end the stream prematurely. And as you know, there's a reason why I play the piano in my videos, and I'm not the singer. I'll leave that to Marie. Brandon, I'm 42. What are your thoughts about watching the bubble games from Rogers Arena? Obviously, don't go full capacity, but the team can still make money from the Canucks playing in the bubble city. Oh, I see what you're saying, like watching the bubble games from Rogers Arena. If you're talking, Brandon, about watching on the Jumbotron of them playing, say, in Edmonton or somewhere else, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd rather just stay home with my family, admittedly. It would be, and then you're not really supposed to interact with fans. I could yell at, people at the next section over or whatever. But I think if that was the case, I'd probably admittedly watch from home. But yeah, we've seen that Dallas does that when they're playing in Tampa Bay, that they have people in the arena. So if you can do it safely, I guess it's okay. And yes, you can make a little bit of money from that. But personally, that wouldn't be my preferred way of watching the game. I don't know if that makes me sound a little bit snobby or whatever, but it's true. Joshua, demographics, baby. Love the attention to detail as always. Josh, nice seeing you, buddy. Hope you're well. Member of the GLCPC. Sunny, Clay is writing down our ages and names. What's next, our addresses? No, I'd go phone numbers before addresses for sure. And let me know if you want me. Is this risky if I give you my phone number later so you guys can text me if you want? We'll see how I'm feeling. Sunny, I'm just kidding, joking, no problem. Rios, they did. Nux, they did. Talking about Game 7, Boston and St. Louis. Jasper, will Vancouver win the Stanley Cup in the next few years, or will it be another curse to lose Game 7? Well, I'm optimistic. I like to think that they'll win the Stanley Cup, but Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to say that they're going to win. It's obviously easier said than done, but they need to capitalize with Pedersen and with Hughes. Rios, Carolina, and Justin say Carolina was the other team that didn't want the bubble. Fair enough. Rios, the Rangers had a good record against them. Oh, you're talking about Rangers in Tampa, Rangers in Carolina. Jasper switched the Rangers with Philadelphia. No, I'm not even sure what you guys are talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it. Oliver says Canucks will win 2024 Stanley Cup in Game 6 versus the Rangers, calling it right now. Okay, good. And then Jasper says Rangers and Philly. Yeah, Canucks and Philly would be good. Dexter, I'm starting to have cold showers for the great benefits. But they suck so much. What the heck does that mean, Dexter? Did I miss like an earlier comment? Or are you just saying that you love cold showers for the great benefits? What's the great benefit aside from waking you up, I guess? Nuck says, I love cold showers. I take them twice a day. Okay, now we're getting to hygiene. That's fine. Edmund, which NFL team do you think so far is too good to be true? I'm going with the Bills. Yeah, Edmund, it's funny you mentioned Buffalo. I said that to my son Sean today too. I said I couldn't believe that Buffalo. Did they win today? So Buffalo's off. Yeah, they hammered the Rams. So Buffalo's off to a 3-0 start. Yeah, and even Arizona, I thought they're a little too good to be true, and we saw that they lost to Detroit today. So Seattle's getting by, though. There's still a few 3-0 teams. So we'll see, but I think Buffalo is a great pick, Edmund. David, I can't wait for the offseason to start. I think Jim Benning has a few trades in the works. He's just waiting on Markstrom's decision. If he leaves and Tana leaves, then he has to extract money. Yeah, great point. Great point, David. And I think you commented on my video to be patient, which is totally cool. That's what I was asking. I was asking people, should I be patient, more patient, or is my impatience warranted? So yeah, I think you could be right, and I do think that Markstrom has to be the first domino to fall for sure. Jasper, if you're a part of Nucks management, what would be your first thing to do? I would by hook or by crook get rid of Louis Eriksson and get rid of that $6 million on the books, quite frankly. That's huge. That's almost 10%. That's like 8% of your cap. That's the first thing I would do. Monk, would you rather be Francesco Aquilini or Elias Pettersson? Random question. You mean with their skill set? I'd want to be Pettersson. I'd want to be able to play and be young. Although Francesco's quite rich, but I think Pettersson's going to get rich. Not that it's about money. But I'd pick Pettersson over Aquilini. I think that's a great question. That's a good one. Arso, we saw how huge Markstrom was in the regular season. He's held us in games so many times. Can't just let a goalie go that got a Vezina vote. Plus, then we'd have an inexperienced backup. Totally fair, Carmen Arso, and I think Jim Benning probably agrees with you. It makes me really question the Canucks management. That's fair. That's totally fair. David, maybe go the trade route. David Severson, Dylan DeMillo, offer sheet, Eric Chernak, lots of choices. Yeah, the Eric Chernak offer sheet got a lot of love in the Vancast with especially Thomas Drance saying, why not? The compensation is only a second-round draft pick in a couple of years. That's pretty good for a 23-year-old right-shot defenseman. Nux, if Markey doesn't sign, would you be happy if Holtby signs here? No, I'd want to go someone else than Holtby. I think Holtby's too old and probably want too much for his age. I'd want to go with a bit of a younger goalie if possible. Dexter, they are good Nucks, but they suck at the same time. Got to bump the music and hype yourself up to prepare for them. Okay, now you're talking about cold showers. Oliver, 18. Okay, going to add him to my teams list. Nucks, I didn't like Holtby's playoffs. Yeah, the whole Washington team stunk. Jasper, it's Holtby's worst season. Luis, who's a good replacement for Malhotra? That's a good question. I don't know who else is in the Canucks coaching system, but yeah, you could probably, I think any AHL coach that's done well could be a good replacement. I can't think of any former player off the top of my head that would be good, but yeah, that was a big loss for sure. That's a great question, Luis. I never really thought about that. We'll see. Sonny, who's your least favorite player in the Canucks all-time roster? Well, I'm not a Messier hater. There are guys who I didn't like. There are a lot of the AHL guys, and I don't hate them because they're AHL guys, but simply they didn't make an impact. I didn't not like him, but I thought Matthew Schneider, when we got him as a defenseman, I thought he was going to be a lot better or make a big difference. But I wouldn't call him my least favorite. I don't have a least favorite. I'll have to get back to you, Sonny. Good question, though. Edmund, if Holtby does sign, probably a 3-year deal. If not, I would sign a decent backup like Aaron Dell, Talbot, Demko. Yeah, I'd take Talbot over Dell, but yeah. That'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, you only need a backup for a couple of years, and then hopefully DiPietro can play. Colin, Bo's my guy too. Good choice, good taste, Colin. Monk, you should do a Zoom interview with Roussel or Lapierre. Those French guys are there. Yeah, they are super hilarious. I don't know if it's easy to get a player. I haven't had much luck. I haven't really tried though, admittedly. So good suggestion, Tony. Thank you. Dexter, everyone can text you anonymously. Actually, my cell phone number I think is on the internet somewhere because it's on my website actually now that I think about it. So if you ever want to text me, don't prank call me. You can text me if you find my number somehow, and I'll text you back for sure. But you'd have to find my number online somewhere. Rios, you think we can draft Justin sort of in the 3rd round? I am going to let Gio or anyone else answer that because I know nothing about prospects. I admit it. I'm not that I'm proud of it, but I admit it. So Gio, if you're still around, tell the people if you think we can draft Justin Sordiff in the 3rd round. I don't know who that is, and I'm not gonna lie. Gio, Lego Rocks, Clay doxing himself. I don't even know what doxing means. See, remember, I'm 46 years old. I'm not very cool. Tell me what doxing means. With his phone number. Thanks for the kind words too, man. I appreciate it. Of course, Gio, you are rocking it. Michael, Lego Rocks, how are you? Yes, Gio, how are you? Dexter, cold showers have benefits. I can think of, yeah, okay, I'll just leave that there. Cold showers. Simon, if the Canucks let Tanev walk, do you think he would re-sign with the Penguins after they traded for Matheson? There's probably still some bad blood between Matheson and the Canucks for his hit. Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't matter. The fact that Matheson hit Pettersson and Tanev was playing for the Canucks, that stuff doesn't matter. And, the lure of playing with his brother Brandon is probably bigger than the fear of playing with Matheson. So no, I don't think that's an issue. And I think Pittsburgh, as others have rumored, that could be a landing spot for Tanev. Dexter, I'm going to go have one after the stream and hype myself up. Okay, you do that, Dexter. Whatever makes you happy. Sonny, aren't you tired of watching the Canucks lose through your 40 years watching all losing Stanley Cup playoffs? Don't you lose faith? No, Sonny, I'm not tired of them watching them lose. There are many teams that haven't won a Stanley Cup in the past 40 years. There are teams that have won it. I do realize the Canucks are one of only a few teams that haven't won a cup yet. But no, I don't get tired of watching them lose. I look at it more positively as I can't wait for when they actually win. It's going to make the wait that much sweeter. But yes, never lose faith. Never lose faith. And I also, though, as much as I love the team, I think I have pretty good perspective. It still is a hockey team, right? As much as time, money, and energy I spend and invest in them, it's still at the end of the day entertainment, and it's not life or death. And I have more important things like my family, my faith, my ministry, my friends, if that makes sense, my health. Rios, do you think Canucks will sign Tanev and Markey, or are they officially done? The longer it goes, the more I think that they're gone. I'm not going to sit here and say that they are going to be gone, but we heard Rick Dollywall say that they haven't even made Chris Tanev an offer yet, but maybe that doesn't come until after they decide what to do with Markstrom. So I think they're ready to move on, or at least they're preparing themselves to move on. Knox, I heard Canucks might go after Chernik, the defenseman. Yeah, I've heard that from a few places, including, like I said, the Vancast, and Harman's being a big proponent of that as well. Rios, Tanev, or Markey. Oh, yeah, I think both potentially, admittedly. Knox, I don't know what team Chernik plays for, defenseman for Tampa Bay, so you can watch him tomorrow night. Knox, favorite Canucks enforcer of all time. I like Gino. I thought Gino was a good player, always, and good community guy. And yeah, so I'd go with Gino for my favorite Canucks enforcer. Michael. Oh, by the way, when Gino Odjick was getting honored by the Vancouver Canucks, I wonder how many just of you younger fans, those of you that are 14, 12, 16, 18 years old, if you guys even know who Gino is. And I'm not saying that it's bad if you don't. I'm not saying that you're not a real fan if you don't, but I just don't know if people in their teens would even appreciate who Gino Odjick was as a player. Just a question. So of your teens, I know anyone who's like 20, 30, 40, you guys remember Gino, but you teens, let me know if you remember who Gino is. Michael, my first Canucks, I watched game 1 of the 21 Stanley Cup final. Oh, okay, that was a good time to come in. And that was a good game too. Patrick, what's the most illegal thing you've ever done? Patrick, good question. And you always ask me good questions, as in ask me anything. Most illegal thing, I think, I can say the most illegal thing I've done was I tried to smuggle a Nintendo over the border when I was like 16 years old, and we got caught. Like this is so dumb. We were wearing like 3 shirts and 2 pairs of pants and jackets because we were basically cheap teenagers. We didn't know how to declare, what to declare. So we tried to actually get across the border by smuggling, by not declaring clothes. And then we had a Nintendo buried under the spare tire of my friend's car. So of course the border agents found it, and they said to me and my buddy, they said, we could easily write you up and you have a record, and it would really mess you up for your life. But you're just 2 stupid kids, and we're going to let you go. And we said, yeah, we're stupid kids. We're very stupid kids. Thank you. We're very stupid. And then we drove away. So that could have been bad. That was 30 years ago now. But yes, that was probably the most illegal thing I've ever done. Thank you, Patrick, for asking that. No, Dexter, you can bring a Nintendo over, but we didn't declare it. That's the thing. Justin, which Canuck would you like to play a sport with other than hockey? PD, Horvat, Myers, basketball, like they have featured, or you especially? Yeah, I would love to go bowling. I don't know if they'd find it that fun, but they wouldn't at least get hurt. Like basketball, football, there's always a risk that you get hurt. I think bowling would be fun. I think actually tennis or golf, those are other sports I really like to play. I love playing volleyball, but that's not the most social game. If you don't know how to play volleyball, basketball, my theory is, at least basketball, if you don't know how to play, you can at least work your butt off and play good defense and pass the ball and run. And then you can at least be half effective. Volleyball, if you don't know how to play, you're just shanking balls off the side when you're trying to bump or set, or you're always spiking the net. So I think if you follow what I'm saying, it's easier to play with someone who doesn't know how to play basketball than it is with someone who doesn't know how to play volleyball. I'm not sure why I just got into that tangent. But yes, I would love to play sports with Bo or Pedersen, and I think bowling or golf or tennis would be a lot of fun. Jasper, do you think Winnipeg would trade Line 8? It sounds like it. It sounds like they're open to it. They got a lot of good forwards that are going to make a lot of money. Nucks, because Holtby said if Markey doesn't sign, your Holtby first team on his mind is the Nucks. I've heard that as well, but it's one thing to say it, it's another thing for it to happen. Dexter, Matt Cook and Messier. Yeah. Your least favorite, that's fair. Nucks, Markey's 30, Holtby's 31, Holtby's 4 months older than Markey. Yeah, so another reason why it might not make sense to go with Holtby. Fango, do you think the Sedins would coach for the Canucks? I doubt it. I don't think that's their nature. I think they'll stay as ambassadors, as community guys, but I don't see them as coaching. Michael, do you think did you like Sean Avery when he played in the NHL? No, not really. It wasn't my favorite. Justin, hi Lego, big fan of your videos too. Yes, we all are. That's awesome. Andrew, my least favorite is Lucas Spiza. Spiza didn't do so well, so I'm sure you didn't mind Andrew when he got plucked off our roster for the expansion draft. Harshan says, hey, Clay. Hello, Harshan. Sean says, hello, Sean. Harshan says, hey, Sean. So Harshan and Sean saying hello. Sunny, are the Sedins in the generational tier, franchise tier, or elite tier? They're not generational by nature of the definition of generational. They're guys as good as them in their generation. I'd say they're franchise players because I'd say franchise because they are, arguably the 2 best players to ever play for our team, for our franchise. So let's go with franchise. Landon, Clay, I would prank call you. Just kidding. You better not, Landon. I'll find you. Sean, hey, Harshan, Arso, did you see Metcalf almost TD? That was too fun. Yeah, and that was crazy because Metcalf usually doesn't mess around. He always goes out, goes hard, plays hard. So my son Sean and I were talking, maybe he didn't know that he wasn't in the end zone yet. Like maybe he looked up and he thought that he had crossed the goal line when he had crossed the 5-yard line. Either that or he was being cocky and he's lucky. But he made a really, really good catch to seal the game at the end of the season. But yeah, that was funny. Dexter, don't prank call me. Thanks, Clay. Now you dug your own grave. Nah, I trust the people on here. Thank you. Harshan, Sean, you're from India. Okay, talking about so Sean, no problem. Jasper, do you think the Nucks will get a draft pick from the first 2 rounds during the draft and free agent signing? I think Jim Benning is going to try very hard to recoup a draft pick. So that's why I don't want him to throw in a draft pick as a sweetener to try and get rid of a guy like Eriksson. We need more draft picks. And I think he's going to try and get one in the next couple rounds for sure. You can't go through draft and not have a pick in the first 2 rounds, especially in the deep draft. Nuts. Was it not Malhotra that took a puck to the eye? Yeah, it was very scary. And he came back to play in that 2011 Stanley Cup final. Michael, Bruins and Blues went 7. Thank you. Yeah, that was my mistake. Edmund, if it's true the Penguins offer Tanev a 5-year deal, let him walk. I agree. Sean Clay, that Russian prospect. Sean, are you trying to... Sean, grow up a bit. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say names I don't know, and we'll just leave it like that. Edmund, you think Russell Wilson will win the MVP, and you think he can break Peyton Manning's touchdown record? So early to say, Edmund, but yes, he's had a really good start. 15 touchdown passes in his first 3 games. I know it's a record. We'll see. We'll see how the season goes, but you know he's got a pretty good chance if he keeps this up. Obviously, Harshan and Sean, you guys can talk about your prospects on your own. Colin, would you do McAvoy for Besser? No, I really like McAvoy, but I really like Besser. You guys know how much I love Brock Besser, so I wouldn't do that. Although I do like McAvoy a lot. I had him in my fantasy team. Kind of took a step back this year, but that's a tricky one. I think McAvoy is on the cusp that I might do it, but no, I really like our top 6 right now. Good question though. Simon, Tampa Bay will have a hard time matching an offer sheet for Chernak since they only have $5 million in cap space with Petting, RFA, Sergachev, Chernak, and Cirelli. Yes, and Sergachev's amazing. I've been just watching him play, but that's a good point. And that's the point that a lot of people will be making is now's the time to go after the Tampa Bay Lightning with some offer sheets if you don't mind the risk of them retaliating or other teams thinking that, you know, we haven't seen offer sheets a lot, and last year of course there's the only one is Sebastian Aho. Okay, Lego, thank you coming in to help me out. Justin Stordev is the Vancouver Giants' second highest score at 18 years old, eligible for the draft. The lowest ranking out of the major ones have him at 60, so the Canucks in round 3 I predict not. Yes, because the Canucks pick wouldn't be until I guess in the 70s. Thank you, Gio, for that. I appreciate that. Sean is 19. I will write that down. Lego, what's up? I'm doing well, guys. Thank you for asking. Jasper, hey, Lego. Edmund, hopefully Canucks resign Toffoli soon, too. Yeah, I think of the 3, he's the one that they will sign between Toffoli, Markstrom, and Tanev. Gary, do you think the Stanley Cup champs will be drinking champagne out of the cup? Gary, are you asking that, you mean as opposed to drinking something else or because of COVID? I think that's a good question. I think the fact that these guys are all tested, how do you not drink out of the cup after you've won? I don't know. That's my guess, unless they come up with a strict edict saying you can't, drink out of the cup. You know, that now that I say it, though, that sounds kind of stupid, right? It sounds kind of irresponsible if you're drinking out of the cup knowing just the overall climate of where we're in. That's a really good question, actually, Gary. But my gut feeling is yes. I'll just say yes. Sonny, if Canucks know they can't sign Markey, why don't they just sign Tanev? Sonny, it's not as simple as that. It's not like you have to sign Tanev if you don't sign Markey, and vice versa. They might see a guy who's old, who's breaking down, and won't be worth the $5 million that he will probably command somewhere else. So maybe that's why. Harshan, Lego, can you do update video on Pakolzin in 10 days? Monk, Kyle would probably do an interview. He's from Campbell River. Kyle Bukoskis. Is that the guy from CBC? Tony, let me know. Landon, I'm 12, and I know who Gino is. Nice. Sonny, my dad knew Gino. They used to go to bars together. Nice. Dexter. Yes, Dexter, I remember when those guys tried to make me say Indian swear words. That was when I actually brought in a mod for one, but I'm hoping that the viewers on here are mature. I'll just put it that way. Jasper, Gino, fun to watch remote clips. He was. Rios, know him now, but I don't remember. That's fine. That's fine. Who just said that? Rios, thank you. Michael, what are your thoughts on the new... Michael's asking me my thoughts on the new Swiffer Wet Jet Hardwood and Floor Spray Mop Cleaner All-in-One Deluxe Edition Starter Kit. It sounds good. I don't know how they fit that whole name on the label, but I'm going to, Michael, go out and buy that thing. It sounds really, really good. Maybe I could use it. I got some hardwood floor in this room, so thanks for that, Michael. I will check that out. Sunny, no, I did not murder anyone, thank God. Michael, Hurricanes and Lightning were against the NHL return to play. Thank you, Michael. Dexter, why can't you bring a Nintendo over? Yeah, as I mentioned, no, I didn't declare it. Monk, you're lucky the show Border Security was around back then. That's true. That's true. Dexter, declare it, you goof. Edmund, was the Nintendo cheaper in the States back then? I'm sure it was very cheap. And I don't know what we're thinking. Remember, that was 30 years ago. I was 16 years old. Sonny, We should all have a meetup once the virus is over. We should do that, Sonny. That would be a lot of fun. I was supposed to have people over, I think, for a Canucks playoff game until, but that didn't make sense. Rob, is that a window or mirror behind you? That is a mirror. Rob, that's a mirror behind me. So everything you see there is basically what's happening here. Yeah, because you can see my ring light and everything there. Yeah, so that's a mirror. It's actually a, I'll show you. It's actually like a storage space. So I have some of my work and some of, oh, that's a scary doll. A lot of our, this was more, what's going on here? So on that side we keep towels and board games. On this side we keep some work, and a lot of the kids toys are in there, but now that they're older, so it's a nice space. It's actually provides a nice background for this room. Harsha, line A for Besser. Yeah, I do that, but I don't think Winnipeg will. Monk, you should go unicycle juggling with PD kind of sport. Yeah, and then I'd have a concussion and I wouldn't be able to be on YouTube for a while because I'll be recovering. That would be horrible. Harsha says, Dexter, please don't use foul language in the chat. I think he was just repeating. Landon, don't prank call. I won't prank call. Good. I wasn't going to anyway. Yeah, I trust you, Landon. Phil, Clay, what do you think of Rafferty? Can he make the lineup next year? I think he's okay. I think he will have every opportunity to make the lineup, especially if Tanev and Stetcher both go. Then you have massive holes on your right side. I have a feeling that they're going to let Tanev go, maybe re-sign Stetcher, and then you put Rafferty as your third pairing guy. But yeah, Myers, Stetcher, Rafferty, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound that good. But down the road, you know, if you have Hughes, Ulevy, Rathbone, and maybe Rafferty, that's kind of your basis of your next wave of defensemen. So I do think Rafferty will make the team next year. Dexter says, I didn't use foul language. Yeah, I know. You were just repeating, I think, what someone else said. Sonny, do you think if Petey gains an extra 10 to 15 pounds and becomes more of a man, he'll be as good as McKinnon and similar to his playing style? Yeah, I don't. As long as he doesn't lose his quickness. He's not super, super fast. He's more shifty, right? But yeah, I don't know. I think he can be as good as McKinnon, even as is. McKinnon is very good, though, like second or third best player. So maybe close to McKinnon. But I don't know if they'll have the similar playing style. They're just built differently. McKinnon is very fast, obviously, but he's got a bit more size, whereas Petey's more of a kind of a dangler and a marksman. So I don't think he has to play the same style as McKinnon. Good question, though. Landon, I said I was going to prank call Clay, but I was just kidding. Now people think I'm not kidding. Don't worry, Landon. I don't think anyone takes anything that happens in here too seriously. I hope not. Farwan, hey Clay, how's it going, bud? I'm great, Farwan. Thank you. I hope you're well as well. A couple of days ago, some reporter said in an article that Canucks should trade Besser and Vertanen for Brandon Carlo. I was kind of pissed. I replied, Besser for McAvoy. Min. What does min mean? Maybe? Yeah, no, I wouldn't do Besser and Vertanen for Brandon Carlo. So I can see why you're mad. Harshan, who do you think the Canucks will sign? I think they'll sign Levo, Mott, Stetcher, McEwen, Gaudette, Toffoli. That means they won't sign Markstrom, Tanev, Fantenberg, Domingue, and I'm missing one. Oh, and Vertanen. So I think they sign 6 of their guys, the 11 free agents, and they don't sign 5. Monk, he's the really young Sportsnet broadcaster. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's cool. Thank you. Landon, my friends once tricked me into saying Indian swear words. I think people did that to me about 2 months ago or last month. Nux, Clay, you gonna watch Game 6 tomorrow? Yeah, I am. I should be studying tomorrow, but I think I'll do a bit of both. Simon, I watched Ericsson's YouTube highlight videos as a star in a Bruin, and he was fast and a lot of skill back then, and even made Forsberg style shootout moves. Too bad he wasn't like that as a Canuck. Yeah, when we signed him, he was already 31 years old, so I'm not sure what we were expecting. Leo, early predictions for 2022 Olympic gold medal. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling that Canada might not win the gold. Other countries roster the preset. Yeah, I think by that time, Canada, US, and Sweden will be 1, 2, 3. I don't know what order, but Canada, Sweden would be pretty crazy. Yeah, that would be a really good matchup. But no, it's so early to say. I like Canada's chances. Farron, we're up against the cap guys. We don't have money to offer sheet people, and if we do, which we should not, other teams will screw us over by offer sheeting PD and Hughes. Hughes won't be able to be offer sheeted because of his status, but PD will be. But I think, that's a good point. I'm not worried about that, but you do have to worry about retaliatory for sure. talking about bad words. Nux. Yolevi deleted all of his Instagram posts and only has one post from this year's qualifiers. No, Nux, I did not know that Yolevi did that. Interesting. He's playing next season. He's deleted all the posts. Interesting. Sunny, what age do you think Besser will start regressing? Will it be sooner than usual considering his playing style, how strict he is? No, I don't worry about that yet, Sunny. I don't worry about a player regressing who's only played 3 seasons right now. Dexter says minimum they need to sign Domingue. Landon Clay, do you like Corey Perry? I don't mind him. I like him when he's playing for Canada. I don't hate him. I don't mind him. He's a tough, hard-nosed player, slowing down, but showed a lot of leadership in game 5 yesterday. Phil, would it make sense to use our farm instead of paying for free agents to come up to Vancouver considering our cap space? Yeah, but not if our guys aren't ready yet. I think Podkolzin and Hoglander are still a season away. The only guy from the farm I think that make the team, well, maybe Rafferty, maybe Ulevi. Rathbone wasn't even on the farm yet. But no, you can't come in with 3 or 4 rookies. Yes, it helps with cap space, but you need veterans and established players. Nux fan, do you mind me asking what you pay for season tickets? I think tickets have become too expensive the last. Actually, to be honest with you, yes, I can answer. I'll answer that, Nux. I pay $2,000 for 1 seat for 45 games. So it's about $46, $47 a ticket, which is actually pretty reasonable. It's about 20-30% discount off what the $65, $70 you usually pay for my seat. My seats are really good. They're in the offensive zone in the corner, upper section though in the balcony. But yeah, I paid $2,000 for 1 seat. My buddy Mike pays $2,000. So our seats are $4,000 for 2 seats for 45 games. And they haven't raised prices actually in 5 years, but they probably couldn't because the Canucks weren't good for 5 years. Monk, did I hear you say that someone had Horvat on the Olympic roster prediction? It was a prediction. It was if the World Cup of Hockey happened this fall, 2020, and they projected Team Canada, Team United States, Team North America, Sweden, Russia, Finland, all those teams. And yes, they had Bo Horvat as a 4th line center and or winger, depending on who you play him with. So they had Horvat on there. Because you're going to have a lot of centers that are playing out of position. We just have so many good centers in this country. Will, could you trade Eriksson with 50% cap retention? You could. That's one way to do that. I've heard a lot of people talking about that as well, that you got to retain $3 million. Dexter, min equals minimum. Yeah, no, I know what min means, Dexter. I just can't remember what we were talking about. Or maybe it was about Domingue. Farron, who do you think Canucks will buy out? Lego Rocks mentioned teams will take Louis with a sweetener. Betting said no. Other teams then offered to take 50% of his contract. Betting said no. What is he waiting for? Yeah, I think Betting doesn't want to give away a sweetener because you're giving away a pick or a prospect. He doesn't want to do that. Then other teams then offered to take 50%. I didn't hear about the other teams wanting to take 50%. I heard that. Actually, I'm not even sure what I heard now, but I could see where Benning would just want it to be an outright trade as opposed to retaining 3. But maybe retaining 3 is better than being stuck with 6. Monk, I'd love to have Perry on the Canucks at a decent price. Fair enough. That's actually a really good price for a season ticket. I thought they were way more. Well, I have like the 3rd cheapest seat in the building though, right? Like a lot of other tickets are more expensive, $100, $150, $200 a seat. Mine's $46. So if I sell it for even 60 or 65, I don't feel like I'm ripping anyone off because that's cheaper than Ticketmaster, and I'm making my money back, and people think it's a good price, and it is. So we're very blessed that way. That's why I've been season ticket over the past 10 years. Simon, why did the Ducks buy out Perry? His buyout cap hit will be $6.625 million against the Ducks, and he just scored 2 goals yesterday. Yeah, maybe he wasn't in their plans, and they wanted to get younger, and maybe they had other players they want to put in that spot. Sonny, people talk about Eriksson trades, but never happened. Yeah, I think it's easier said than done for sure. Wow, I've caught up. And it was interesting. I had a feeling that this one was going to be a lot quieter and but you asked some really good questions today, and we made it to basically an hour, 10:55. Pekka, hi Clay, what's going on? Nice to see you, bud. Farron, Rick Dollywell confirmed that Louis Eriksson's agent said certain teams will take him for 50%. Why would Benning wait? I think he's still trying to find a good, you want something back, obviously, if you're going to have to keep $3 million. So maybe Benning's trying to make a good offer. Pekka says, hope Markey stays with the Canucks. That's fine. We'll see, Pekka. The longer it goes, the more skeptic I am. Skeptical I am. It's not skeptic. I'm not a skeptic. Dexter says, I'm so tired. Me too, I'm gassed. Dexter, you got to take that cold shower. Edmund, does Louis have a no trade clause? I don't think so, actually. To give him 6 years with a no trade, that would be crazy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I just think it's been very hard to move him. Louis to Utica or retire. We'll see. Dexter's going to wake me back up. Monk, have a good night, everybody. Thanks, Clay. Dexter, you have school. Go to sleep. Okay, here's a good time to end. So thanks, everyone. This is where you can type something in. I'll make sure I read it later, but just make sure it's clean and I'll make sure that I get to it. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you being here. It's Sunday night. I'm going to have a chance. Now I got my little roster of everyone's ages. This is the teens and preteens. This is the 30s and up. And this is the young adults in the 20s. So I'm going to keep this now for my, unless Gail chucks it because she can't read my writing. But yeah, it's nice to get a nice indication of who's on here. So thank you. Whether you're a teenager or preteen, and you probably have more to get along with, more in common than my kids, that's cool. If you're a young adult, that's cool. And if you are my age, God bless you. And you're probably just as tired as I am because we're getting old. But in all seriousness, thanks everyone for being here. I invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I invite you to like this video if you haven't already. And yeah, let's hope for an exciting Game 6 tomorrow. And let's hope for some news on the Vancouver Canucks front, whether it's moving out money, recouping draft picks, signing free agents. 3 weeks down, not a lot going on. 2 weeks to go until October 9th and October 6th, 7th, the draft. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks, and I'll make sure that I stay on top of all the news as best that I can. So thanks again for being here. I appreciate you. Don't take it for granted. And I will check. I'll check with you guys tomorrow with my next vlog. Don't even know what I'm going to talk about yet, but we'll see what I'm inspired to talk about when I wake up. So have a great night. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless. Go Canucks, go.